Let's go. It's time. Put on play pants.
Right. Let's do this here. Hey, welcome aboard, everybody. This is the Play Pants Podcast, episode 97. That's my friend Jason Ginty right there. My name is Rod Ryan. This is our 7th podcast in a row. I'm keeping track for some reason. We're recording on Wednesday night. Lots to talk about today. I wrote this down. You know, I don't know if you saw, I sent you over like a little, syllabus of the show today. First thing on there, it says football is dumb. So that's it. We don't have to say anything more about it, but football is stupid.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about, there's a Foo Fighters show here in Houston, and I wanted to tell you about that. It's National Bald is Beautiful Day. I don't have too much on that. Played a new Stain song this morning.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Wow, I can't wait to talk about that. And then the MTV Video Music Awards were on Tuesday night of this week. I watched none of it. I did watch a few highlights and clips and lowlights and things like that. I mean, it's MTV. It's not for us anymore. But again, I took it to the airways here in Houston, asking people about top fives, and maybe even Josh Tree was one of the first ones in. And he said, well, videos. I mean, and they just released a top video list, and there's a million of them out there. So I thought maybe we could do our favorite videos. I asked you if we had done this. We've talked a lot about videos, but I don't think we've ever focused in on a top five.
I went and I actually, shocking. Hold on now. Good thing you're sitting down, but I actually went back and looked it up and couldn't find a top five. I remember talking a lot about videos and MTV during the anniversary.
It comes up all the time.
But never did a top five. So then, of course, what do? You go down the rabbit holes of videos. And dude, I'm lucky I showed up for the podcast tonight. I was just going, oh, dude, I forgot about that one. Oh, shit, that one's awesome. So it sends you down hell. And yes, I read your email with the syllabus. And actually, I did a little more research on some of the topics you sent. So I'm actually, I think after almost 2 years of doing this podcast, I think I'm about to start taking it a little more serious. Finally, after 2 years, I thought, why not give it a little bit? Hey, let me ask you this question. So you're what? And this is like fucking kind of a meta thing here. So you do the radio show, right? Been doing it for 20 some odd years, right?
Yes.
We do the podcast, right? Okay, great.
Yes.
Now we take the podcast and we promote our own little worlds. You know, you promote your radio show. I promote the Pirate Tour and other radio shit I do. But now it's gone back around the other way where you're using your radio show to pump back into the podcast.
Yeah, we do awesome. Talk about it. My company, iHeartRadio, we make fun of all the promos that we're forced to run. And it's all these like dumbass podcasts that we don't have a choice. You know how corporate radio, they kind of force these things down. So every time that we're done playing, and it's always at the end of the stop set, meaning the last thing that's played before I come back on live and talk, it's always pushing a podcast. And we use that opportunity to say, you know what? That sounds great. But you know what we did? And then, it gives me a chance to talk about Alex, and we talk about Pass the Gravy. And then he is this really crazed Big Brother fan. And he does a Pass the Gravy Bro podcast. He does 3 or 4 of them a week. And, so he updates that. So we do get a chance to talk about it on the radio that we do podcasts. And in Tessa's defense, she does like a drink video. She was doing some podcasting stuff before. She's gotten away from that. She's got like a sponsored drink video that she does, and she chit chats in between, and it's, gives people a chance to see her personality. So,
that's cool.
But we do talk about Play Pants on the air. We do. We absolutely do. And so people have been sending in some top fives. I do like to go back and just recognize a few people that took the time to give us some top fives from, previous shows. And I wanted to start today with Mike Walker. Mike Walker was the reason we did the top 5 last week, which was the grunge songs.
Oh, yeah. I forgot already.
What's up, Brother Rod and Jason? I was happy to hear y'all do my suggestion for your top 5 grunge songs last week. I dug y'all's choices and was stoked to hear Jason put Temple of the Dog on his list. If y'all are interested, here's my list. Since y'all's show 2 weeks prior was top 5 one-hit wonders, I also really liked the song. I'll start out with a song that fits the criteria for both. Number 5, Dinosaur Jr., Feel the Pain.
I love that song.
It's a great song. Jay Mascis is kind of, he's really revered. He's a musician's musician, and Dinosaur Jr. Everybody loves. If you're a musician, you love Jay Mascis and Dinosaur Jr. That was about the most commercial that they ever got. Feel the Pain. In at number 4, STP Meat Plow. Yeah. Smashing Pumpkins, baby. Mayonnaise.
Yes.
Temple of the Dog, Say Hello to Heaven, which I think is a better song, but I get it. Yours was grungier. And then he said he's a huge Pearl Jam fan. I'll stick to the grunge era instead of something newer. But it's a deep cut. Pearl Jam's State of Love and Trust.
Yeah, it's great. It's in the singles soundtrack, I believe.
Yes. He said, yes, the Pumpkins and STP count. It's our game. Keep up the content, boys. It's not half bad. Rock on, Mike.
Wow. Right. Hey, that should be the tagline of the, hey, listen to the Playpants podcast once a week. That ain't half bad. That's actually a brilliant, the Playpants podcast. It ain't half bad, and it's not. All right, Rod. So I want to get this out of the way quickly. And it's like a Band-Aid. I want to just rip it off. What happened to your fucking Buffalo Bills on Monday night? Bed shitters. I mean, they took out Aaron Rodgers 4 plays, ripped the old man's Achilles, and I thought, we're just gonna rip the shit out of this one. And
I thought we were gonna rout him. I thought we were gonna absolutely rout him after that.
It's tough being look. I don't want to just talk about the Bills. I want to put this in a broader perspective. It's tough being a fan of sports. Okay, let's just keep, what I mean? Like it's hard because everyone thinks their team, they're bad luck, they're this, they're that. Well, only one team wins the Super Bowl every year. Other 31 others didn't have a good year, technically.
Yeah, but fucking spread it around a little bit. Let some other teams win. Let some other teams get in. It can ruin your day.
Yeah.
We had texted earlier on Monday, all my Bills friends from back home. And, I'm hearing from people I haven't heard from in a while. Everybody's so jacked, Buffalo Bills, national spotlight. I didn't like playing on 9/11 in New York. I did feel in New York City, that is, even though they were playing in New Jersey. I didn't like that aspect of it. I was a little nervous thinking that, the Jets were going to bring it a little extra. I don't know. I don't know. You saw me. I sent you pictures. I've got my flag out. I put my Bills Mafia yard sign out at the street, and I hear people tooting the horn. I got my dog dressed up in a jersey. I've got a 6-foot cardboard cutout of Josh Allen over here. I got my Bills thing that I lean up against the, next to the front door. I mean, dude, I'm ready to go. Then all the dummies from the neighborhood come over to watch the game with me. They want to share the moment. I even told them, I'm like, listen, I need you guys. I know they're not going to be your favorite team, but, can I get some secondary love here? They all came over, stayed till the end. I stayed up late. Got to get up at 3:15. What the fuck? That's it. I don't know. Football's dumb.
Yeah. I haven't really been like the last couple of years. I just kind of walked away. I didn't like, I'll watch a game here and there. I'll turn it on. If someone's kicking someone else's ass, I kind of walk away. I've lost interest in a lot of the NFL. And I watched the game because it was the first game of the season. I thought the whole Aaron Rodgers story was going to be cool to follow. And, how good are the Jets going to be? The whole thing. So I'm looking at it, not just a huge Bills fan, but from the whole aspect of it. I'm like, this is going to be pretty cool. And then it's just like 4 plays in. And I mean, at the end of the day, I started laughing. I literally started laughing.
Not that laughing.
Well, because not that the poor dude got hurt. I don't have love or hate for Aaron Rodgers. I wanted to see him do well. But like all that hype of him going from Green Bay, the hype, the commercials, the interviews, all the millions of dollars involved, 4 plays and he's done. Like he's done. He's done.
This is how I know I'm not a narcissist at all. I have a lot of empathy, and I put myself in the fans in New York. I listen, because they're rivals. I don't like the Jets. You know what I mean? Right. Like I hate the Miami Dolphins. I hate the Patriots. I dislike the Jets, Sure. But man, for that whole city, at least half the city, because the other half is Giants fans, to hang your hat on that one guy, man, it sucks. It sucks. I felt bad for them. I felt
too.
bad for Aaron Rodgers. I do. I don't dislike him.
No.
I felt bad because that might be the last time he ever plays.
Oh, I mean, you're not 40 years old. You're going to come back from an Achilles. Come on now.
41.
Seriously?
There's a good chance it's the last time he ever plays.
Like,
And that's not a way to go out. 4-time MVP. I know he's only got, people criticize him and, he's a weird guy and what he had going on with the vaccine. I don't know. I just never hated on him.
no,
And,
who gives a shit? He plays the sport, and that's cool.
I felt bad. I felt awful. I did. I mean, I didn't even celebrate that it happened. Okay, great. Buffalo's set up. We're going to rout them. It didn't have that feel to me. And because he's an elder guy and I'm old as fuck, maybe I connected with him a little bit, because my hatred of Tom Brady has really tamped off in the last couple of years.
Sure,
I still hate the guy. Let me be clear. I hate him, but not as much as I used to.
But you have to think about that's exactly the Jets were doing the Tampa Bay playbook. They're like, oh, we got a good team. We got a great defense. We've got pieces. We just need a guy to handle it. So Tampa Bay went and got Tom Brady, and it worked out pretty well for them, obviously. The Jets are going, hey, wait, this worked. But it just goes to show you how bad things can go. And like I was talking to my son about it. I'm like, look, dude, it's kind of a metaphor, man. Shit can go bad at any moment of any day. So, get out there and get your kicks while you can was kind of the message. And I said, also, maybe don't put all your eggs in one basket. But in the NFL, you kind of have to. You kind of have to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have other great eggs on that team. You know what I mean?
Amazing
Their defense
team.
is good and everything. But, they just needed that one piece. So I don't know about this Buffalo Bill team, dude. I mean, listen, love them. I'm going to bleed blue and red till I die. I mean, I buried my dad with his Bills cap in his coffin with him,
Right.
his leather Bills cap, and put it in there with him. We love this team. The window is closing, and man, I don't know. They still, listen, Kansas City lost, the Bengals lost.
Exactly.
If you look at the three teams that are expected to be there at the end of the year, all three of the big teams lost, and all of them were for shit. So we were for shit like the other teams that were supposed to be really, really good.
So I did a little breaking down. I did a little stats. I did a little digging around because I found out why I didn't like really watching football. I'm a fan, love the Bills, love the Saints, all that stuff. But just for a couple of years, I just kind of walked away. I'm like, God, man, I'm just somehow I just lost interest and I don't know what happened. The average NFL game takes about 3 hours and 12 minutes to complete, right? It's only an hour game technically by the clock, the play clock. It's an hour, four quarters, 15 minutes. But you're watching, that whole thing takes about 3.5 hours to watch. Okay. So it's 3.5 hours of a day. Holy shit, that's a long time, right? On average, there's only 18 minutes of real action out of 3.5 hours. You're watching 18 minutes. The rest of
I've seen these numbers before. I don't know. I'm just not affected by that.
It bothers the shit out of me.
Because soccer's going nonstop, right?
Hockey,
Soccer, they're constantly kicking the ball. Hockey, the same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
it's a chess match is what it is. But the rest of the time is you're watching you're watching coaches yell into a clipboard. You're watching guys grab their nuts, blow snot rockets, wandering around. Like if you start focusing, I'm going to ruin football for you. If you start really watching it, like, why am I watching the coach just stand there? This is the dumbest shit on earth. If you look at it that way, and that's what happened to me. I started looking at it that way. I'm like, what am I watching? This is dumb. I like the replays. That's fine. Got to have it. But like, there's so much. And then the commercials, holy shit, dude. The commercials, not only are they terrible, hold on, let me look. I got it here. There's around 15 to 25 commercials per quarter. That's over 100 commercials total during a football game. Fuck,
that's dude. One of the few times that most of us will watch live television.
Right.
Everything else you watch, you have it recorded, you watch it on demand, you do whatever, and you can fly through if you do record something. A lot of people, like Alex loves this, Big Brother. A lot of people do watch those types of shows live. America's Got Talent. If you don't need to know that night, record it. Same thing like with American Idol. Record it, watch it the next day, and then, fast forward through everything. But football's not like that. To me, anyways. And I imagine there's a lot of people that want to watch American Idol while it's live. You know, they do want that. They have that same feeling. I don't. But football, you know that you cannot record a game and try to isolate yourself from the world and then watch it later. You can't.
You can't. It's impossible.
You're forced to watch commercials, and you're taken back to another time when we were young, when we didn't know any better.
Yep.
Now we know better, and yeah, fuck, another commercial, you know, but
it's frustrating.
It's football to me, though. And all those things that you said, I've heard all those numbers and the actual play time. And usually soccer people, you know, European football, they make that argument. It's still the best thing. It's still my favorite thing to watch. It's still my favorite thing to be part of. Even though I said it's dumb. It's dumb, but I'm going to watch.
But and really the ratings haven't fallen off. You know, they're staying right where they are. The first week had a good week of ratings wise. So, I mean, it's still the big sport and there's still bazillions of dollars involved. I'm just saying it became hard to watch for me once I started paying attention to all the non-fun shit. And I'm like, Jesus, how many times am I going to look at a coach with a clipboard? Like, I started freaking me out. I started seeing it in a different light. I'm like, but then I still do love it. So I don't want to shit on football. I love football. But I wasted 3.5 hours Monday night when I could have been doing something else. When the result isn't your way, that's when you get mad.
There's nothing else that I'll waste that amount of time doing. No. I don't golf anymore. I found that to be a huge waste of time.
Massive.
Like going out and golfing, plus, you know, having a kid that ruins all that shit. But you know, these guys that hang on, and even when they get married and have children, you know, some of these guys, and they're smart. They're like, listen, this is, I won't bend on this. I golf on this day, you know, and they still go out and they golf. Me golfing in the middle of a day, 3.5 hours, 4 hours, and having a couple of beers, that's the whole day for me. I don't know. I got away from it. At one point, I really, really liked it. I don't know. I'm trying to equate it to how you were feeling about football. At one point, I thought it was really cool. I was younger. I didn't have a lot of responsibility, and I'm hanging with my friends, and we're going golfing. It was fun. I liked it. But then something happened. I don't know. I became an old crusty fuck, and I didn't want to waste time out on the golf course. Maybe that's how you feel about football. You know, that's my thing, that I just kind of realized it's not that great.
Right. And that's what I've been doing is I've been actually like, what's really funny is like, I'll be doing other shit now. Like the game's on and I'll be doing shit around the house and I'll watch it like on a Sunday. The game's on, I'm doing shit now. I'm not just sitting there like, fuck yeah, let's watch football. So plus I don't drink, so that might be part of it. I'm not just pounding beers.
I don't drink during the day, you know, or watching these games. Now the guys came over on Monday night and we had a couple of beers. But the open concept house, I know yours is like that too.
Right.
You can piddle around in the kitchen a little bit and the game's on, you can still see it. Our houses weren't set up like that before. You went into the living room. There was 4 walls and 1 little entrance into that room. And there was nothing to piddle around and do. You know, if you wanted to see the TV, you had to sit there in that room and stay there and then go run and piss during commercials. But now, I mean, I can kind of see my TV from everywhere.
Yep.
Or you just have TVs in other rooms. You know, you can get shit done.
Yeah, no, and again, I don't hate it. I still like it, but like I'm not going to die for a team that I have no control over any of it. You know what I mean? So anyway,
I'm still letting it ruin my life a little bit.
Oh no, it'll piss me off. You know,
I was pretty upset on Tuesday and being the first fucking game of the season to have it like that. And like, where's Josh's confidence and all that? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, a Foo Fighters show announced here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really weird situation. All I've been able to do is speculate about it, but they're playing Austin City Limits Music Festival.
Correct.
Okay. So they're obviously headlining one of the nights that they play there. You know about the radius clause. For people that don't know what that is, and I apologize if you heard me talk about this on the air already, but the radius clause, when a band plays somewhere, you'll take an old school protractor and think about laying a map down of the state on your table, on your kitchen counter, and you put the point in Austin, and then whatever you decide how many miles, you just draw a circle all the way around Austin. Well, guess what? If you're going to play my festival, this is the radius that you are not allowed to do a show within a certain amount of time. Right. I want people I want people to travel to come see you for my show. So it would happen even with Voodoo Fest in New Orleans. Think about how big that circle would be. Half of it would be the Gulf, but they wouldn't allow bands to play Houston because we were the #1 traveling city to New Orleans for Voodoo Fest. So a lot of times when Voodoo got a band, they wouldn't play here.
Right.
And, and we got butthurt over that. Foo Fighters are playing a 5,000-seater. A 5,000-seat venue, a band that has sold out Wembley Stadium 2 nights in a row. Not Taylor Swift, but, right around in that Metallica, the Foo Fighters are there, Well,
they're playing arenas now, right? I mean, that's on the tour, basically. Is it well, they're doing mostly festivals and weird shit, though. They're not doing a proper tour.
Yes, they're doing festivals, but I got to think that they're just going to end up morphing into stadiums. They're doing a 5,000-seat room here, and tickets go on sale Thursday at 10 a.m.
And by 10:01, they're sold out.
Well, a lot of people already got in on pre-sales. If you're in the Foo Fighter fan club, if you're doing these other sort of things. Now, I did go in because of course, I asked my boss. I'm like, bro, we're getting tickets, right? I mean, is there going to be any interviews? Are we getting any opportunities? And then this guy, I don't know, nothing. Promotions flat out said, we're not getting any tickets. Wow. So now it's going to be label management, if they're going to take care of the radio station, that sort of thing. I mean, the program director, you jerks, he's going to get a ticket.
Hopefully, yeah, you'd like.
They're not going to give tickets. They're not going to give tickets for the whole staff.
No,
and all the salespeople that want to go, and everybody else that works there at every prize pup and everything else.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So I guess I'm in the Foo Fighter fan club. I don't know. I signed up. I get emails from them, and there was a code. I went in for a pre-sale. I logged on. I was in a waiting room. Then I was put in queue.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the queue. There was 7,000 people in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
It was 30 minutes, the queue. And then there was some messages were coming up, I'm paraphrasing. There's a good chance you're not going to get tickets. And, you might want to think about, some other options and pre-sales and things. 7,000 people in the queue. I just told you this room holds 5,000 people. This is one of multiple pre-sales.
Yep.
Half hour goes by and I'm like, I'm just going to hang out and see I want to see how this plays out. And this is just, there's no, big radio celebrity. There's no nothing. You're in there as a civilian, like everyone else. 2,000 people in the queue, 100 people in the queue. Okay, things are cooking now. Here we go. Okay, boom. It goes to a spot where it says, okay, we're going to let you in momentarily. Now, I'm waiting for the door to open and to say, oh, done. I go in there, and I'm able to buy tickets on the floor.
Jesus.
So I scooped 2 up. Now, I'm not telling work this, and I know they don't listen to the podcast. Right. So, I would give them to somebody or let them buy them from me, friends of mine that are going to want to go if we get tickets from the station. But I did get a pair of tickets.
That's awesome.
But they go on sale 10 o'clock Thursday, and you're right. They'll be gone. And a friend of mine, everybody's texting me. This is a big show, right? It's a big, big deal. Foo Fighters hadn't played here since 2018.
Wow.
A friend of mine, she said she got tickets. I said, how? She said, I went on Vivid Seats. I said, okay, what did you pay? She said, like $240 a ticket. They're already selling tickets on the second. I go, do you have the tickets? Like the e-ticket? She's like, no. I go, because they don't exist. I go, they're selling tickets, hedging that they're going to be able to get them. Dude. So, and then we know that Ticketmaster is in cahoots with some of these other secondary sites. So, I don't know if they can legally sell a ticket that they don't have, but that's kind of what's happening, and that's what she bought.
Yeah, the ticket thing is a disaster. I was surprised when I saw that show pop up. I got excited. I'm like, oh shit, they're playing Houston. They got to be announcing a New Orleans date. So I start, connecting some dots, and then I realized it's just kind of a one-off. They're like, well, we're playing Austin, so let's go down there, do that, and then go back to Austin, and then carry on with our tour that we're on,
Yeah, it's called it's a down show. You know, I mean, you're getting a full concert. Well, I don't know. Everything that I'm saying, even the whole thing about the distance and everything, that's just my best guess. I mean, they're charging $158 to be on the floor. I mean, are you getting a 3-hour Foo Fighters show? I mean, I think that's what they're known for. I think that's what they do now.
Yeah.
You're not going to do hey, we're just going to come out here and play a couple of songs and then,
not for that price.
No. Right.
No. It's really funny. It's like, of course, as soon as I saw that Houston date, I'm like, okay, what day of the week is that? I start fucking running my abacus and trying to figure out, okay, it's a Tuesday, I think. I'm like, fuck, man, we go over to Houston, see the show, come back. And then I'm like, no, I'm not doing all that. That's a lot of work. That's too much fucking work. I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait. They're going to end up doing a New Orleans date. My best guess is they're going to announce a Jazz Fest show. They're going to come play Jazz Fest because they were supposed to play 2 different times and they got canceled both times. And it fits in because they've got like a winter tour. They're going to be in New Zealand. Then in the summer, they're going to be over in June. They're going to be over in Europe. So there's that nice window in the spring. Bam. Here we go. That's just my guess.
And it's interesting that you say that. I wonder if the only time they can play was that first weekend, Thursday. Did you see Jazz Fest added? There's going to be 8 days of Jazz Fest now. Jazz Fest traditionally, first weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The second weekend is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For the first time ever, they're doing a first Thursday. So 8 days of Jazz Fest.
They don't usually put anybody good on Thursday.
I know, but it just, they were doing all kinds of crazy things for the Rolling Stones. So
that's true.
Who knows? Maybe, they're just making it sound like, hey, we thought this was a good idea and let's get some more people here. But maybe it is for something that's going to be huge, whatever. Who knows?
I'll go because I just want to hang out. I love going to Jazz Fest. So,
and is there that Stones show never happened, right?
No, they ended up playing like the Superdome like a year later. So they did their New Orleans date. They just didn't.
But the Jazz Fest thing didn't happen due to.
Well, I think it was COVID. Mick had to go get like a heart thing done. He got sick, so they had to cancel it. And there was a COVID thing. So they tried to pull it off a couple times, and it just, eventually timing doesn't work. You lose your windows.
And who knows? Maybe they want to make good on that Jazz Fest thing. So Stones have new music out. Did you hear the song?
You know what I was going to ask you? I actually didn't hate the song.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, it was good. It was catchy. The video is great, man. Sydney Sweeney is like the hottest chick in Hollywood right now. Of course, I'm embarrassed. I watched Euphoria, and I will watch it when it comes back. Sydney Sweeney, also, she was in the first White Lotus. She's the hottest chick in Hollywood right now, and she's in the video. Yeah. What an opportunity for her. And it's not lost on me watching her in the video. Like, she knows, holy shit, I'm in a Rolling Stones video. Like, this is history, They asked one girl to be in the video, and they asked her, Yeah,
so, driving around L.A., and the Stones are all on the billboards, and it shows the various years that they're. It's well done. No, I didn't. At first, I was like, this is going to be a piece of shit, like all their last 20 year shit. But it's a cool song. It's got a decent hook. I'm like, okay, not bad at all.
Speaking of new music, I played a new Stained song this morning, and Confessions of the Fallen out next Friday.
Correct.
And Stained had been, gone for a long, long time. We're banging the shit out of that first single. It's a rocker. It's great. I love it. We're playing it a lot.
Yeah. Okay. We're playing it too. The Lowest in Me it's a good song. It's really good.
We're playing it a lot. Okay. This song is called Here and Now. It's fucking awesome. It's an instant Stained classic. It's been a while. Believe it's that slower tempo. It's fucking amazing. It is a Stained classic.
Really?
It's so good, dude. Yeah, I'm spinning it again tomorrow, and I'll probably play it again on Friday. You can't miss with this song. You absolutely cannot miss. It's not good. It's great.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll check it out tomorrow because I've been busy doing fuck all at work. So, I'm glad. You know what? And I was having these conversations over the last couple of days with a lot of different record labels in the biz, because I'm in the biz. You know what I mean, Rod? Like I'm in the biz. So
program director.
So like what we've been talking about is like, you had, let's go all the way back to the Chili Peppers when they released Black Summer. Okay. Everyone's like, whoa, this is the Chili Peppers, but this is actually a good song. Okay. And that song is still good. Okay. Blink 182 came out with their song that went to #1, was #1 for a million weeks on the alt chart. So Blink comes out. You're thinking, okay, old school band. Wow, they actually had another good song in them. That's awesome. Stained. Here's another example. Old school band. Holy shit. Now it sounds like they got 2 good songs out of them.
Back up, man. We played that new Offspring song. We played the shit out of that here in Houston anyway.
That's true.
We played the shit out of that new Bush song. So these bands that we've been in bed with for 30 years kind of all saw, wait a minute, man. We've got one more window. We've got one more window to maybe do something here. But this Stain song is probably the best out of everything that you mentioned.
Wow.
It's So Far Away Part 2.
Really?
I mean, it's awesome. I can't wait for you to hear this song. You cannot miss on this.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. The one that's really done well is the Linkin Park song. That song's still not going anywhere. Lost. I mean,
you're right.
It's massive.
You're right. People love it.
It's not going anywhere.
The test scores, meaning we test music to see what you guys want to hear and what you want to listen to, and that's how we determine how long to play things. And I always felt like it was a song that was not on the album for a reason.
Right. That's still a great song.
A good song for me. A good song for me, but I think people just loved hearing Chester's voice again, and then something that they hadn't heard, and it took them back. And there's just such an emotional tie-in to that band. Speaking of which, Nirvana, they're going to put out In Utero, and they say there's like 50-some tracks that we haven't heard. Now, does that mean different rough remixes of everything?
Yeah, it's going to be dog shit stuff. It's going to be dumb. If there was a new song, we probably would have had it. And Dave has always claimed that, look, when we released You Know You're Right, back in whatever year that was, 2000, 97, 98, whatever.
Yes, I told that exact same story. He said that was it. We don't have a million songs.
No, we put out what we had, I don't. You know what? I'm not supposed to talk about this, but who's going to listen to this podcast anyway?
Nobody.
So there's a song that you're going to hear soon, I think next week, and I can't wait to hear your reaction to it. There's a new Blink 182 song coming out right now. I've always been fair weather Blink fan. I get the songs. They're cool. Pop punk. Great. They're a fun band, goofy videos, all that shit. Dude, their new song. You want to talk about feelings? Oh, when you hear it the first time, you're going to be like, what? Oof, wow. Okay.
Are they selling Tom's Cancer or something in the song?
Oh, dude. No, I'm not going to say shit, man. I want it to hit. But you're going to play it. When you play it that morning, I think it'll be like next Thursday or Friday. I'm not supposed to say that. Really listen to the lyrics. I know you're not a lyric guy, but the lyrics are the key. The lyrics are fucking, you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
Okay. I'm excited about that. Thank you. I appreciate the look behind the curtain. Fair warning.
God, we're so
you probably will go, and a lot of people will listen right now and they'll say, okay, I want to hear what Rod's talking about. What's this song by Stained, Here and Now? A lot of people listen to music by watching the video on YouTube now, right?
Oh, yeah, all the time. That's how I fell in love with Harry Styles.
Dude. Father, son, dealing with Alzheimer. Dude, it's brutal.
Fuck, I'm not going to watch it.
It's brutal. It's a father and son. I'm telling you.
Jesus.
He's there at his dad's bedside, and then they're going flashbacks to them at the beach. No spoiler, but jeez, the song is already great. The video, dude. The video, if you're experiencing it for the first time watching the video, I can't even imagine. Like I had already known what I was getting into going in. So I'm excited about somebody experiencing the song and the video for the first time, to get the double whammy like that. Then it's nails.
Huh. Interesting.
But the father-son thing hit me hard. It hit me pretty hard. I didn't see my dad suffer like that, but it hits. It hits.
So you know what? And I don't know how they do it, but you get on YouTube and you watch these guys doing these reaction videos where they're watching the song and they're playing the song and they don't get flagged. You know what I mean? Like if we played a second of any fucking song that we talk about, we'd have to pull the dumb thing down and it'd be a whole thing. I don't know how you get away with those reaction videos, but what I'll do, and I won't do, I won't have time to do it while we're recording this, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll watch the video. Okay.
Can you do a split screen like that and have the video play and then have your reaction on the one side of the screen?
I can't play the audio though. I'm afraid
yes, you can. All you have to do is say, I don't own this, whatever. Just copy and paste whatever these jagoffs are putting in there. So they put something in the description. Okay. They've got the title, and then it's like, I do not own this, blah, 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 blah. Just copy and paste whatever the fuck they write, put it in yours.
All right, and I'll post it on the Playpants. I'll post it on our page, on our YouTube channel. I'll do a reaction video of the song and the video, and just see what happens.
Here's the Kleenex. I'm holding up a box of tissue for my friend Jason. I'm telling you right now, here's the fucking box of Kleenex. Do not watch that video without it.
Wow. Okay, I will do a straight up real. I'll go as real as it gets. I'll go full on real. I won't watch it.
Put it on our YouTube page, and then
if it gets knocked down, it's whatever.
Fuck, we get our weenies whacked. Okay, great. I haven't been touched down there in a while.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Maybe I'll do it twice. One for each of us. I will check that out. But there's exciting new music coming out, and then Green Day's got new shit coming out soon. I mean, there's a lot coming our way. It's gonna be cool. Gonna be a good fall for music.
How about just our old friends, though? You know, you had already gone through all the bands. I was so happy when we played. I can't think of the name of the song offhand, but we played the shit out of that Offspring song, and we hadn't really played a new Offspring song in a long, long time. And there's no guarantee. Here's the thing. Sure, a band like Offspring rolls around, or, you know, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They've been so good to us all these years. We play all the stuff in the catalog and all of that. You're not guaranteed, even the Foo Fighters, you're not guaranteed airplay just because you're the Foo Fighters. What we do on our station is, and we've talked about this, I'll play something in the morning and we might not hear it again. But you owe it to Bush. You owe it to Shinedown. Papa Roach comes out with something new. Listen, we've been there. They've been good to us. We owe it to them. Unless it's an absolute POS, then that's it. But they're still going to get a spin to let our audience hear what's going on. That 30 Seconds to Mars song, dude, okay? That's like a dance track.
That was rough. That was rough.
We've got this great relationship with, you know, with Jared and the band and management and everything. So, you know, it's getting some spins. Does it belong? It didn't set the world on fire.
It went to number one.
But you still got to let people hear it. You know, you still got to let people hear it. But the fact that they're sticking around longer than the curiosity spins, that's what they are. It's like, hey, something new from this band. You know them, you love them all these 30 years now. But they're playing music like this Staind song. I'm so excited, dude. Even Metallica, when they came out with Lux Eterna, it's like, what? This is fucking great, man. This is the best Metallica song in 25 years.
Because how many bands have done that in the past where we're like, oh, it's a new this band. And you're like, this song sucks. Fuck, that blows. You never want to have that happen. Okay. Yeah. Just to throw one that's not in this category. I just stumbled upon in my research last night, a new Everclear song. I don't know where I saw it or someone sent it to me. Oh, probably one of the record. Everclear. And I'm not going to tell you it's good or bad. The video's pretty freaking like kick you in the nuts, but the song is, I don't think we're going to play it. You know what I mean? But it's got a hook. It's cool. You know, that the band still looks pretty good, you know, looking a little older, but aren't we all? I forget the name of it. I'll send it to you, but check it out. And you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, I probably won't play that song, but it might be a curiosity spin that you could do in the morning. And does Everclear deserve it? I don't know as much as Offspring, but I watched it. I'm like,
not even in the same discussion. He's a one-hit wonder for the format.
Not even close.
You know, in New Orleans, we played that song Ends, ENDS.
Right.
And that was, you know, the follow-up to What It's Like. But that's it. He's got one song in rotation. So he's not.
Oh, no. Everclear. Did I say Everlast? I meant Everclear. Sorry. Different thing.
You might have said, okay.
Either way. Everclear, the 3-piece, Santa Monica, Watch the World Die, that song.
Yeah. Art Alexakis.
Yeah, they just put
Okay.
a new song out. So yeah, check it
All
out.
right.
It's not going to blow your socks off, but it's not bad, So I just like the fact that these old dudes are still out there swinging the bat.
Dude, Art's got to be 62.
Because he was old in the band. Yeah.
He was old when the song hit. Santa Monica, Watch the World Die. He was already like, everyone, we were all in our 20s. And, Pearl Jam and everybody, they were all in their 20s. He was already like 32 when that song hit.
Man, he looks a little older in the band, that's for sure.
He was a little bit older.
And then I hate bringing up this phrase because I know you get all mad. Your Canadian blood starts to boil and shit. It's
not Canadian, dude. I don't expect that from you.
I know. I'm just, going back to Blink 182, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got it. They're a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band.
Seems weird to say.
The guys are famous.
They got the songs, they got the touring, they got the videos, they got it all. Yeah. It came up in discussion today. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. I don't think they're eligible yet, but they will be soon. And they're not first year, I don't think, but they'll get in. They'll totally get in. So you want to talk some videos, Rod? I want to talk about this top 5 favorite videos of all time. But first, the Rod Ryan Show presents the Boobs Rock Golf Tournament October 18th at Wildcat Golf Club. Foursomes. Oh, man. See, sold out. This is why you don't wait. When Rod announces, you get your shit together, you get in the queue, and you get signed up. But right now, they're still looking for whole sponsors, auction items, and volunteers. All the money goes to the Rod Ryan Show Cares Foundation Boobs Rock Fund to support breast cancer research at MD Anderson in Houston. Also, check this out. This is badass. The Boobs Rock Car Show is Saturday, October 7th. Is that Rocktober 7th? Are we doing Rocktober, Rodney?
I do it ironically. Absolutely. I started doing it ironically, and then I just wound up doing it normal. That's how most things. I mean, it's like Crocs. Crocs came back. They looked stupid on your feet, and then you wore them ironically, and then all of a sudden everybody's wearing them. So
it felt good.
Rocktober is back.
October 7th is the Boobs Rock Car Show. It's a Saturday, not too late to enter your ride for all sorts of cash and prizes. Everything you're going to need to know is on the world famous Rod Ryan Show page at thebuzz.com.
So the MTV Video Music Awards were on this week. And I watched some highlights of it. It's still, it's still a big night. Of course, it's not for old men like us anymore.
Get off my lawn.
It's all twerking and everything else. But it got us talking about videos, and there was a lot of video talk on, and a bunch of people. And again, I'll give him credit. I think Josh Tree may have gotten through first. He said, man, just do that for your top 5, man. You're talking videos. We all know that, you old fucks are going to pick old ones that we've all seen before. So tough, almost like the one-hit wonder, because are you picking the song or are you picking like how great the actual video is? That was always the question too. I mean, is it because the video is so innovative and amazing? Can you love a video and not love the song?
You know what?
I'm everywhere.
I didn't think of it that way. But I have examples of where the song is kind of like, okay, I don't hate it. I don't love it. But the video, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Well done.
Okay.
So I do have a couple of those here that, yeah. Okay. So, I like that.
So just like we talked about our one-hit wonders, the Macarena and those, those are arguably the biggest one-hit wonders of all time. We always cover our asses because nobody wants to see that by saying these are our favorites. So Thriller by Michael Jackson is the greatest video of all time, correct? Like the greatest music video ever?
I guess one of the greatest, most popular ones, of course, because it was groundbreaking at the time because it was super long and all the effects on the makeup, which looks silly now. But yeah, I guess you could put that in there. Or Peter Gabriel's video. Sledgehammer. I mean, those are your bigs. Aha, Take On Me. I think we've talked about that before. I didn't have any of those on my list.
No, I did not put those on my list because they're not my favorite.
No, they're all great.
And I can recognize something as being, the greatest of all time, but it's not my favorite. So that's where I'm like, okay, let's talk about, the elephant in the room, Thriller and stuff like that.
Wait, before we start, how many think we got? How many think we're gonna line up here? How many think we got the same?
We will line up on 2.
2. Wow. I was gonna go with 1, but okay. 2. Okay.
I think we're gonna line up. I think we're gonna have 2. Out of all the millions of videos,
I know.
I think you and I will have 2 of the same in our top 5.
Which is sad as shit because there's millions of videos. And it's a shame because I would like to go back and have time to go look at a bunch of them again to remind myself how great they are. Because now, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking of other videos. I'm like, oh, shit, I love that video too. Oh, I love that video too. But either way, why don't you go first this time? Top 5 favorite videos.
Top 5 favorite videos.
1 through 5, all of the Harry Styles songs. Watermelon Sugar.
You want to just do top 5 Harry Styles videos? I'm not prepared, but I could probably rifle off a couple.
Dude, 1 through 5, Watermelon Sugar. That song is the greatest. The video, he's just eating watermelon. You know what it's about. You know what it's about.
Sign of the Times. Come on, it has to be in there too.
Him flying around like a jagoff. That's so handsome. He's so handsome.
In at number 5, speaking of handsome, Chris Isaak, Wicked Game. It's one of the all-time great songs.
Yeah.
But the imagery that goes along with it, Helena Christensen is naked the whole damn video, but she's covering up her bits. The black and white of it, everything about the song and the hauntingness, the look of it. They filmed it in Hawaii. And at the time, I don't think I saw anybody ever look as beautiful as Helena Christensen when that video came out. She just was like the hottest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
And it's such a unique song too.
It was. And
package.
I still to this day. So that's another one where the song melded together with the video so well. And I love the song so much. So it helps me like the video more, but I do think it's a great video. Yeah. I do think I think it's one of the all-time great videos. Put that in at number 5.
Nice one.
In at number 4, because it took me back. And I'm going to talk about some of the highlights of it, and because I'm going to need to remind you of how great this video was. I remember losing my shit when Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise came on. Yes. Now, when you're a younger dude, you spend a lot of time by yourself listening to music in your bedroom, and that's the setting of this video.
Yep.
And if you remember when the song's playing, he's got the cool mask hanging above his head. And the speakers, as the song is playing, the speakers are getting bigger and bigger, and he can't control it. And then he goes to turn it off, and the knob of the radio, the tuner is huge. Yes. And then he unplugs it from the wall because he's trying to stop the music because it's out of control in his bedroom. He unplugs it, and this huge plug comes out, and he falls out of his bed, and he wakes up. And he's laying on the bed in front of the band, and they're all staring at him like, how did you get here? And then it kind of goes to some, footage of them playing, and they looked so cool. The song meant so much to me when I was young, but I just remember losing my absolute shit when that video came on. I watched it again today, and it's still great.
Really?
It's still fucking great. Yeah. And I don't know what was going on with that mask. If you look at Metal Health, that album with the guy with the straitjacket, he's wearing that cool mask. I don't know what about it it's just cool. It's just absolutely cool. This Asylum mask.
Yeah, and it showed up in other stuff. That was kind of their theme, I guess, as some album covers and stuff. They used it in a few videos.
Now, is that my favorite Quiet Riot song? No, but it still slaps. But the video is fucking great. So I put that back just because I remembered so much about it. Number 3.
Nice pick.
Number 3 is I ran to my buddy's house we got out of school at 3, and 3:15 they were going to show Van Halen's Panama. So I got this great story, and I have this awesome core memory of the biplane. So I got this great core memory of that song because I didn't have MTV, so we had to go run to my buddy's house. but it's still not as good as Hot for Teacher. Hot for Teacher is just so great with the young kids dressed up as the bandmates.
Brilliant.
It's the best video, and I don't know why people like Van Halen Jump so much. I get it. It's super stripped down. It's 16 millimeter. David Lee Roth had a vision, and everybody praised him for that vision. I don't like the song, and I don't like the video. But ask anybody, their biggest song and their biggest video by far is Jump, but nothing is as good as Hot for Teacher.
Not even close. You know, that Jump video was supposed to have, like, David Lee Roth went out and filmed all this bizarro footage, right, that he wanted to use for the Jump and interlace it or edit it with the what we saw in the Jump, just them jumping around on stage. He went out and spent all his time and money just, arm wrestling or, wrestling with a lion and all this bizarre costumes and shit that
he did later on in his solo career. Midgets are over here. There's girls all over here. There's a muscle woman here. He was like that. That's how his brain is. That
was probably part of the problem for why they broke up, is because it was 84 and Eddie Van Halen's like, that's not who the fuck we are, dude. Stop it. We're just gonna go jump around on stage like jagoffs. That's what I'm thinking. So there was tension brewing, and that was one of the little sparks that helped to carry that breakup on.
But people praise the 16 millimeter simpleness of that video.
That's terrible.
It just doesn't come close. Hot for Teacher is in at number 3.
Nice one. Wow.
In at number 2, the last great video rock band, Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly.
I mean,
they're playing multiple characters. Yeah. Tenacious D is in the video, so Jack Black and Kyle are in it, and there's a little bit of a story to it. And Dave plays 3 or 4 different characters, and everybody is forced to act when you're in the Foo Fighters, whether you like it or not. Dave's got this vision, and you just kind of got to be on board, with all these things. And you're in the Foo Fighters, you're forced to have fun. And that video is so fun. It's my, Everlong's my favorite. Learn to Fly, it's number 2. And then there's everything else. I have 2 favorite Foo Fighter songs. And the fact that the video for that is so good, better than Everlong, it's one of the all-time greats. And my number 1 is, and I've mentioned it several times, and I've pushed people to go watch this video. And we talked about Josh Freese being the drummer, and how David Fincher, this director that later went on to make Seven, and he did Fight Club, Judith by A Perfect Circle. It's such a cool looking video. I get it. They don't get there unless Trent Reznor does what he does, but still, it's just a performance video of them in a warehouse, and it's just edited and done so unbelievably well. It helps that I absolutely love the song too, but the video is an absolute perfect accompaniment to the song, and I think it's my favorite video.
I think you brought that up many episodes ago, and I went back and watched it. I was like, holy shit, this still holds up. Like, it still holds up.
I think when I probably introduced it as a topic was just when they announced drummer Josh Freese, or even when I was almost campaigning for Josh Freese on this podcast for weeks. I'm like, it's the obvious choice. This is the guy that needs to get this gig. I said, if you have any questions about the drumming of Josh Freese, go watch the Judith video. Yeah. He drives that fucking song. He is absolute nails in that song.
Wow. You know what? Zero
what?
Devils. 0 Devils, dude.
I had you down for Hot for Teacher and Learn to Fly, Foo Fighters.
Damn, not bad, dude. Not bad.
I had you down for both of those. We don't have any overlap.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
Holy shit.
And I'll tell you, quite honestly, I didn't even think about the Hot for Teacher video. It didn't even come across my mind. I guess because I've seen it so many times. Yeah, I don't know. I've watched it a million times. It's still great, but
the casting of those kids as the band members, they looked so good.
Yeah, it was great.
They were perfect.
Yeah, and at the time, that was pretty groundbreaking video. Plus, like, and I want to go back to this, the Quiet Riot thing. You were the right age, because they were speaking directly to you, being in your bedroom, a little 5-on-1, and then you're just cranking out the tunes, and they were talking to you. Twisted Sister did the same thing.
Cranking out the
bedroom.
tunes, cranking out the knuckle children.
Yeah, you're just belly babies, just everywhere. It's just terrible. So anyway, yeah, it fits, Anyway, nice list though. I gotta say that's pretty damn good. Mine totally different. Holy shit.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I got a ton of stuff that I wrote down.
I got a bunch.
So I'm gonna see what you hit. Go ahead.
I come out with a very simple yet powerful video, and I mean powerful as in holy shit, is this cool? And I think still holds water today. It's still great. You're still like, fuck, those people are still cool. Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way?
Great video, man.
Think about that. It's just him. He's a fucking badass, rocking out. They got that big, like they're in that Thunderdome or whatever, man. And everyone looks cool even today. It's not dated cool. They just look fucking cool. And you want to go party. You want to go to that party,
Dude, he almost has that lighted. It's almost like a crown of thorns almost. Remember? Like he's got that light that comes down. I forgot about that. And he's wearing a fucking jumpsuit or something.
Red jumpsuit and all this shit.
But he's like in this Mad Max looking thing. There's just like rows of people going straight up, like you'd see like a prison.
It's so great. It's so great. Like, and you watch and you're like, damn it, that's just it still fits. It's not dated looking,
Yeah, I want to go watch that video.
That's a great one. That was number 5. Number 4, and this goes into the category of I'm indifferent on the song, but the video, I thought, and you have to think about when this came out, how like pretty much the technology wasn't super great to do what they did. Weezer's Buddy Holly. That's the Happy Days video.
It's the first time we were introduced to Weezer. That was the first single.
Yeah. So freaking awesome. The way now, if you weren't a Happy Days fan, you didn't give a shit, but I was a huge Happy Days fan. So when they're doing it, I'm like, wait, how did they, what? I was so confused when I watched it the first time. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. They're playing at Arnold's. They're on Arnold's stage where Potsy would sing.
We could almost do the top 5 Spike Jonze videos. Spike Jonze made that.
He made so many great videos.
And he did make a lot of great stuff. He worked with Fatboy Slim and he worked with Ween, and he just was a different guy. I guess if you were a Jackass Johnny Knoxville, he kind of ran with those guys a little bit.
Yep, he was involved with
Spike Jonze. But he did the Praise You video. Well, I don't want to ruin anything. I don't know what you got coming up, but Spike Jonze, he is a phenomenal video maker, a music video maker.
He did that Beastie Boys video, didn't he? Where they're running through New York all in the 70s vibe.
I wonder if he did this. He might have done the Sabotage video.
Sabotage, yeah. I think that was him.
If he did that. It looks like something he would do. I'll get back to you.
That was number 4. Number 3, and again, I watched it recently and I was like, damn it, this is still just powerful, especially with, and it kind of brings things kind of back around with all the school shootings we're stuck with these days. Pearl Jam's Jeremy. I think Eddie Vedder's performance in that, like, holy shit, like the intensity. Like when I remember watching that video, I'm like, this is an intense motherfucker. Like he's intense. And I know it's acting for the video and I get all that, but like the powerfulness of it is just like well done. And think about what's that, 91?
Eddie's got a very possessed look to him.
Yeah.
In that.
And the message and all that.
It was powerful, and they left a lot. They didn't like get graphic or anything like that, but they led you to believe that, that's what this is about, because you weren't really sure at first. We didn't have the internet like we do, and we'd look all this shit up. But when you saw the video, and then you start people rumbling like, "Hey, man, I think something bad happened in that classroom, man." You're watching the video, and that's how you kind of found out about shit.
Yeah, well, if you go back now and watch Eddie Vedder's performance and you just see it, it's like, oh, gee, he nailed it. I mean, obviously, it's acting, it's a video, but he smokes it. It's unbelievable. And then the message is powerful. It just still sticks with me today. Number 2, this, I don't know. Let me just say it, and then I'll explain it. Number 2, Guns N' Roses, November Rain. Now, the video's a little bit on the nose with all the rain and the wedding and the bullshit. Okay, that was a little bit too literal. But how do you argue with the solo by Slash in front of that church in the dust, and he's just shredding the shit out of that solo? That is one of the greatest rock star iconic moments in rock. that video, him doing that solo in front of that church, when he comes walking out, you're just like, holy fuck, is that cool?
$1.5 million for that video.
Yeah. At that time.
I said 0.5 was probably to fucking pick up that church and throw it in the middle of the desert just so Slash could do his solo and, $25 for the fan. So $500,000 for that, probably just $500,000 for that guitar solo. Yeah, I'm thinking. And then the $1 million was for everything else. But
the blow.
Stephanie Seymour.
Yeah.
She was dating Axl. And I couldn't tell you what anybody's wedding, including my ex, I couldn't tell you what anybody's wedding dress looks like. I can tell you fucking seam for every stitch of that dress. I can tell you about Stephanie Seymour's wedding dress. It was like a mini skirt in the front, and then the train went down. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Why doesn't every wedding dress look like that?
Well, yeah. There's grandparents at those things. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, she was so hot though.
Yeah.
Ricky Rubin was in the video, and remember it started raining, and everybody's like diving over the fucking table and stuff.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. None of it made any sense.
Doesn't matter. 8 minutes long. It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's bad. And then number one, this is where like it's crazy. You could have basically like when we did did we do like space movies? It was just put all the Star Wars, lump them in at number 5 because it's basically all of them just are one thing. Ooh, I kind of thought that way about the Foo Fighters. You could lump in millions of their videos and just pick one.
Okay.
I love Learn to Fly, but I've always thought Everlong was so great.
Really?
Because of the way it's this dream, and like I've had all those same stupid dreams where like your hands are really big and your feet are really big and you're fucking fighting, and then what's great about it is like you said, if you're in that band, you got to act. Taylor Hawkins is in bed with Dave Grohl, boyfriend, girlfriend, and all the different parts they're playing, and then what really hit. Spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen the video, is like the regular song is over, but the story is still going on in the video. So like they kind of like rewind and they come back and then they slam into the last part of the song again. And they bust out they rip off all their dresses and their makeup and their bullshit. And then they're just playing in the bedroom. And it's like that. I just went, oh, fucking home run at the end. Home run. So I've always liked that video. I still love Learn to Fly though, too. So
they are the last great like video, rock band, video band. But here's what I thought you were going to maybe go. I'm like, wow, I thought you were going to really go for a curveball. I know that they're not like an everyday, household household band name, but OK Go, truly is the best video band alive that's still making videos. Now, OK Go, Here It Goes Again was their song. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
And everyone will know that that's them on the treadmills. And it was one take. So after they did it, they kind of realized, oh, shit, that's kind of what we're known for now. So let's try that on another video. And all of their videos, they continued to make them, even though we don't talk about them. We don't play their music. Even Here It Goes Again, it should be in rotation. It slaps.
It's a good song, yeah.
But have you seen their other videos?
Everything's
one take.
The Rube Goldberg thing.
Yes, the guitar player's sister is a movie maker. And she just said, okay, this is what we're going to have to do now. And they just come up with shit. Go watch OK Go videos. You will be blown away. And the songs are good, man. They write good pop songs.
Yep.
They are probably the best video band. And they went viral early. You know what I mean? Like before
it was a thing. Yeah.
What viral was, they kind of did go viral with Here It Goes Again. Or Here We Go Again, I think it is.
Right.
But OK Go on the treadmills, it's awesome.
What we didn't pick was, Tool always made amazing videos.
Yes, they did.
But the songs are 9 minutes long. I'm like, all right, we get it.
I thought maybe it was such a big deal when Metallica finally agreed to do a video.
Right.
And they did it for one. I never really liked that song. 8 minutes. It's just, I just never really thought that was a great song. And I know people love it. And the video was really, really good. And it didn't look like anything that was happening at the time. What was happening at the time? Bon Jovi, you know?
Yeah, big hair and glossy.
Bon Jovi is what was happening. And Metallica, it was such a fuck you. We'll give you a video, but we're going to do it on our own terms. We're going to do it our own way. It's a great video.
Yeah, it stands out.
It needs to be mentioned. And, you know, I would think that people listening might put that in their top 5, and I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's an amazing video, and it was groundbreaking.
You could also probably put in and I only remember one currently. I'd have to go back and look at some, but you could put a lot of Linkin Park videos in there because they would always be innovative, you know? Was that Mr. Hahn or whatever, the guy in the band? He would direct a lot of them and put them together.
They did one that was a cartoon. It was awesome.
So, I mean, it
was all cartoon. It was phenomenal.
We're missing a shit ton, obviously, but there's way too many good ones to miss. Anything else kind of bubbling under that you were thinking about?
Well, just because I had mentioned Nine Inch Nails, the look of Closer.
Yeah.
It's an all-time. It's an all-time. And I love the song and I love the band and I wanted to get them in the top 5. I went back and watched it and it just looked so spooky. You wondered, what the fuck is this guy into? I mean, that song just sounded like nothing else. But if you remember him laying on his back and he's spinning around,
those crazy goggles and shit.
And then the wind's blowing at him. He's got the goggles on. I mean, it just, the whole thing was a vibe, was a look. It's one of the all-time great videos. I mean, if we did a top 10, it would have no doubt been in the top 10.
Yep, I got it.
I wanted to mention how important the ZZ Top videos were. And so this is going back to 1983, and you know they got that 1930s car and the girls. ZZ Top were already kind of old men. You know, when you look at what was happening on MTV, it was Duran Duran, and this blues trio came up with a formula. With the old man beards, they're already old men, and somehow they came up with the formula of a fucking killer car, super hot girls. Give me all your loving.
And a dork that they would throw the keys to and he'd go get laid in the car. Yes.
The whole thing from Eliminator and then, what is it, Afterburner?
I think so.
Those videos were great. That car was awesome. The keychain.
Oh, yeah. The keychain was great.
The fucking furry guitars and they spin them around. And then, and they would kind of pop up and then they would disappear.
Yep.
They were just like magic. You didn't know. I didn't know a lot about ZZ Top then. That kind of my introduction to ZZ Top was Eliminator, 83.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
So I get it. Radio stations were playing Tush and shit like that. But so ZZ Top had to be mentioned. I wrote them down. OK Go, I wanted to mention. I did write down Beastie Boys Sabotage. You were right. That is Spike Jones.
All right.
Spike Jones did Fatboy Slim's Weapon of Choice.
Yes. With
Christopher Walken.
That's so brilliant, man.
London loves that video. My kid loves that video. We do watch some videos on the big screen, and we watch that. We watch Black Keys, Lonely Boy with the black guy dancing.
That's the best too, man. That's a great video.
But she loves. And it just happened to, I went to the Black Keys. I put up that video because it's a good song and I knew it was going to be funny. I knew she'd like that guy dancing. And then underneath it, it just auto-populated Fatboy Slim, Weapon of Choice. And I forgot about that video.
Yeah.
So we started watching that one and she thought that was cool, of Christopher Walken. And I remember seeing it for the first time. The record labels used to send out VHSs of videos when the song was new. Then they would also send us VHSs, VHS tapes. And I remember just not realizing, number one, how creepy Christopher Walken is, because he looks creepy in the video. But how the fuck did they convince him to do this? And I remember seeing an interview with him. He's like, yeah, I'm an old song and dance man. Yeah. The guy can tap and he can dance. He's like a throwback. All those old movie stars, they weren't just actors. Almost everybody could sing. Almost everybody could dance and play instruments. I mean, look at Sammy Davis Jr. was probably the most talented person ever in the history of people. But Christopher Walken was one of those guys that he could sing. Apparently he can sing, but he can dance.
He can dance his ass off. Yeah.
And it was so cool. And that was Spike Jonze. And then the Praise You video is Spike Jonze. He's in the video with the dance troupe.
Yeah.
Remember? They're set up and they're doing like the first flash mob.
Right. Again, it's an early adapter to the whole thing. It was like they got all these dorks together. They were dancing to the song, and you're like, this is bizarre as shit, but awesome. I know we've been talking about Blink-182 for some reason, but like you think about what's my age again, and they're running down the street naked, with a nurse.
Great video.
I mean, a lot of their videos are great because they're funny. They made them. They were just like, whatever. We're just gonna make a video. Okay, we're gonna make it fun.
Yeah, because they're that's a fun band and they embrace it in their videos and stuff. So it's perfect.
And I'm not even a fan, but Beck's Devil's Haircut. It's got this midnight cowboy vibe going on where he's walking around the city and he's got the boombox and the cowboy hat and leather jacket.
I hadn't seen that in 20 years.
That's a good one. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good video. And I don't hate the song. In this one, I thought, let me go old school. 9 Inch Nails I had on a list as well. If you go back and watch the Police's Every Breath You Take video, right, to refresh your memory, it's 3 dudes standing around. It's black and white, and there's a dude washing windows in the background. But it's great.
The lighting. Remember the lighting? You see half of Sting's face, and then it switches, and then you see the other half of his face. So there was some, there
were some tricks, some lighting tricks.
There was some lighting things going on.
But I remember that just being like cool. I mean, there's a million. We can sit here all freaking night and talk about,
only because I showed my kid, and this isn't the best parenting move I've ever made, but I've talked about doing the rock and roll alphabet with London, and O is of course Ozzy. So we started watching videos of all the bands of the rock and roll ABCs. AC/DC is one, Foo Fighters are F, Nirvana's N, Queen is Q. So we pull up Ozzy videos. She for some reason she wanted to see Ozzy, and it pulls up the videos, and she saw the Bark at the Moon. She saw the creepy guy. She said that one. Oh. I said, no, baby, this is already a couple of years ago. She's like, no, that one. I'm like, I go, nah, it's kind of scary. Oh, really? I want to see it now for sure. Like, shit. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to put it on. Don't tell mom. So we watch it, and she's kind of like, okay, this isn't as cool. I go, you want me to turn it off? She's like, no, which was a yes. Like,
yeah.
No. She's like, no, it was scary. It's fucking scary. It's really good. I mean, it's cheesy. It's cheesy. It's cheesy good, right?
Yeah. It's tough when you go back and look at some of the videos. You're like, oh, this is terrible.
His makeup was really good. I want to say that Rick Baker may have done that makeup, and that's the guy that won the very first ever makeup Academy Award for American Werewolf in London.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Rick Baker may have done that. It's kind of right around the same time. The only other thing that I wrote down, we can wrap it up, is maybe one of the best videos ever. And it's nothing that we would ever talk about. It's nothing that either of our stations would ever play. Because there's a lot of great pop videos out there.
Oh, tons.
I went back and I watched. Have you ever watched from start to finish Childish Gambino? The video for This Is America?
Yeah, that's heavy.
Holy shit. I mean, number one, talented. It's actor Donald Glover, which I don't watch whatever he was in. I don't know what he was in.
Atlanta?
Parks and Recreation?
Something?
Was he in something? I don't know.
He was in something.
He's an actor.
Right.
His stage name is Childish Gambino. I believe he pulled that from a Wu-Tang name generator. There's a website.
We are going down a rabbit hole now.
I think he got his name from that. But if you've never seen the video for This Is America, his dancing, everything about it, blows a guy's head off in the beginning of the video. His facial expressions, how he smiles, and then it's like, hey, we're just going to fake it like everything's good here. And then all of a sudden something really bad happens. It's one of the most powerful 4 minutes. I don't know. I didn't really keep up on what wins video of the year anymore. That should have, whatever year that came out, I hope that won video of the year. Or maybe it's just too controversial. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you start going down that road, you start thinking about Madonna's videos, you start thinking of all that shit, but I don't care. I'm not. I don't care. I don't. It's not my thing. I don't.
Like a prayer, right? Was the video like a
actually
prayer?
that one was pretty good. She was dancing around and all the crosses were burning, and of course that got her in trouble.
Well, Pepsi had already given her money, sight unseen, that, hey, we're going to get involved with you. Pepsi gave her all this money. Then they saw the video. They're like, no money for you. You're burning crosses and you're making out with Black Jesus. We're taking our money back. Don't cash that check because it's not going to work.
The video was great. The video was awesome. I mean, it
was good.
I mean, you could start talking about all the goofy 80s videos where it was just chicks running around. You're like, okay, all right, I got it.
Something was just, you're right. Like they realized, okay, the ZZ Top thing works. These old men are getting spun in heavy rotation on MTV. More chicks in our videos. And of course it went in that direction. But for some reason, it's just done right in those ZZ Top videos,
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, I'm sure by today's lens, it's gratuitous.
Oh,
but
it looks silly. Yeah.
Fuck it. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah. I love the idea that it was just like, oh, hey, here's our song. And this schlub is a mechanic and he's miserable and he ain't got a check. And then these guys pull up, get him new clothes, give him the car. And he gets to go get the seats in the front of the car all dirty with the supermodels. And then the next video, they would do the same thing. They told that story like the same 3 times for the next 3 songs.
But if I remember correctly, the guy in "Give Me All Your Lovin'," that guy was already a fairly handsome dude. Like they could have got a scrubbier dude in there. But I get it. You still got to have the guy in the video, and you still want everybody watching you. But that guy didn't seem like he needed the help. I was looking for, I don't know, someone like myself.
Yeah.
The guy that was saved. Like
correct.
Use a guy like me so that I can have the girls in the car and the keychain and all of that.
I wouldn't be mad about that. I wanted to bring up the Harry Styles Watermelon Sugar video again. Because when we went down that Harry Styles road there, last year, I'd heard the song, right? I'm like, oh, this is a nice pop song. This is fun. This is Summertime by the Pool song. It just has that feeling to it. And I'm like, oh, so the one day I just was like, well, you told me to watch that other video and I watched and fell in love with the song. And then I'm like, oh, what's Watermelon Sugar? Oh, cool. I like that song. And I'm a naive idiot. And then I'm watching the video. And I'm like, holy shit. He made a video about eating at the Y. Holy shit. This is brilliant.
He's on the beach and he's like finger blasting a fucking piece of watermelon.
I mean, the whole video. And I'm just watching it going, I'm an idiot. I had no idea that's what the song is about. I'm like, oh, now I hear it. I just start laughing. I just start laughing.
It's even better because the audience that he's selling that to, and you know what I mean? Like he's getting away with that on this crazy popular pop song.
Yep. And I love it. I think that's great. When you can get a message across and it just kind of goes over people's head and it's funny and he's in on the joke. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's Prince would do that, like Prince was a pop star, but he had a song called Sugar Walls. What the fuck do you think he's talking about? Okay.
Gingerbread houses.
I mean, Sugar Walls, I think that's the inside of Sheena Easton's vagina.
I guess it. Yeah. He must have really thought it was pretty good.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. We should do a commercial here.
I was just thinking about doing a top 5 list of songs about that.
Top 5 vaggie songs. Guys, next time you visit New Orleans, be sure and book the Pirate Tour, okay? French Quarter walking tour like no other. My friend Tessa was just in New Orleans, and we were just talking about your ass on the air today. She's like, damn it, I didn't take the Pirate Tour.
What, in the blue?
I know. She's with her little silly girlfriends, and they were busy. So she said next time, she number one, she fell in love with New Orleans. She had never been there before. Really? And number 2, she said she's definitely taking the tour next time she comes to New Orleans. Excellent. You can discover real pirate history of New Orleans. Book your tour, piratesofthequarter.com. And then when you go to that website, there's a store now. They got all kinds of great merch and everything else. If you love pirates, you're going to love all this stuff. So click on the shop page, piratesofthequarter.com, at Pirates of the Quarter, all the socials. You can pre-book your tour, even if you're just, doing a quick weekend in and out. Man, there's time to take this tour. It's so much fun, man. So get in on the website, everything, piratesofthequarter.com.
Yeah, we're getting into the busy season, man. It's in New Orleans, it's festival season. The weather's getting a little nicer now. People are starting to like make those Halloween plans, and
Yeah.
it's that time of year, man. We're already booking up like crazy. It's awesome. I love seeing that. It's just fun. You know, it just means I'm gonna be busy as balls the next couple months. But hey, that's why you do what you do, right?
Busy as balls. Get him in some sugar walls.
I don't think that's possible. Okay. And I'm sure someone listening going, that's totally possible, dude. I've done it.
Oh, yeah. I've watched the porn where a dude stuffed his balls inside a girl.
This is taking a weird turn. I don't know how you even, I don't even want to know. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. It sounds horrible. And
it's
awesome.
like that Craig Robinson meme where his face is like, I seen it. 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 I did. I've seen that before. It didn't look fun.
No.
All right.
I don't watch that shit.
Final thoughts.
You know what? I got none. I think we covered everything, dude. I mean, what else am I going to talk about today?
We covered everything in the world on this podcast.
We did. We talked about food. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? We didn't bring up Kiss once. We covered all our normal bases, so I'm not even going to bring it up anymore, but there you go.
Well, now we did cover Kiss, Van Halen, Foo Fighters. Very good. Thank you.
Good work. I get mad.
Is that one of your shirts that you're wearing right now?
If you look at
a nice little segue, like an accompaniment to the commercial I just did.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt that says Pirates Alley on it. It's a street sign that would be in Pirates Alley in New Orleans in the French Quarter, and it's just like the street sign says New Orleans on it. It's a very comfortable soft shirt. It's very lovely. That's one of a few we have available at piratesofthequarter.com. It's nice. I wear it all the time. People are like, where'd you get that shirt? And I'm like, I don't know. Had it.
Apparently, all we do is talk about Kiss, Van Halen, Foo Fighters, and T-shirts on this show. But my shirt right here that I am wearing, it says, "Don't fear the finger."
Oof.
This finger is meant to show this finger is supposed to be your doctor's hand. And this finger is supposed to go in your butthole, fellas. And it's something that you have to do. It's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So I keep talking and you do a great job on these commercials, Boobs Rock, but it's we sell our promotion this month is Kick Ass. And it's for prostate, it's for the guys, and you know how dumb dudes are, cement heads. I don't mind saying it, you know.
Dumbest.
And a lot of guys out there, if you don't have like a really good woman that's on your ass, that's, you know, she's making you go to the doctor. There's a lot of dudes out there that don't have somebody, and you just put it off and put it off. One of the most treatable cancers is prostate cancer if found and detected early. 1 in 8 of us, fellas, are going to go through this in our lifetime. 1 in 8 of us. Okay. And the numbers aren't getting better. They're getting worse. So as some of you younger fellas that follow this along, when you get a little bit older, it might even be worse. So all I say is for everything, you got to go to the doctor at least once a year. Let them look at you. You know what I mean? Like I've had shit cut out of me before because, you know, I'm fish belly white. So I've had a couple of things cut out of me. You know, nothing major, you know, in and out type stuff, but you got to get that prostate checked, fellas. Okay. Again, when I say it's one of the most treatable cancers, you got to catch it early. If caught early, it's no big deal. They'll go in there and get rid of it.
Right.
So this is my shirt. The message is we sell this shirt. It says, don't fear the finger. It's not a big deal. Okay. And then when you start getting really old balls, Jason and myself, then you got to get a camera jammed up there and they got to take pictures and do all of that stuff, the colonoscopy. These are important things, and I just don't want you to put it off. And all we do is sit around and tell jokes and talk shit on this podcast, and I do the same thing on the air. You do the same thing on the air, but every now and then, like, we got to look into the camera and we got to talk into this microphone and we got to say, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay.
Right.
Go get checked, fellas. That's it. If you do want to get into the store and get some merchandise, all of the money, you know, goes to research that, you know, we got the best medical center in the world here in Houston. So when they discover how they're going to prevent this from happening, I think it's going to happen here. I do, with the breast cancer and everything. That's just not me, being a hometown fan. I think it's going to happen here. They're getting closer and closer and closer. There's people, the team of doctors that we adopted, Dr. Lucci. He looks like Billy Squier. He plays guitar with a bunch of other doctors. But he's one of the leading guys in the world, on this cancer thing. And, I've been invited to the lab. I've held cancer in my hand in a Petri dish. Jesus. And we give his team of doctors money. They're like, wow. Get a cure, man. Find a cure. He's like, that's what we do every day here, Rod. That's why I'm coming to work tomorrow. I'm coming to work tomorrow. We're gonna get a cure for these things. So that's insane, it's exciting that stuff happens. But the sad part of it is, I'll keep it to the prostate cancer. It's just guys. The stuff's not gonna fix itself. People have a fear of going to the doctor because they're wondering what they're gonna find. Don't you want it to be found early? It's not going to fix itself. It's not going to go away. And I get it. You're just buying more time, but you can catch these things early. I'm sorry, I'm going on too long.
Guys will polish their motorcycles, change oil in their car, and take care of that kind of shit like clockwork. Yeah. They won't get the finger in the fanny. They just won't do it. Yeah. Oh, I'm not a man then. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody cares.
And I know not everybody listening has, health insurance, and I know there's obstacles. I'm not deaf to that.
Right.
You got to find a way. Guys, to get into the doctor and get checked. You really do. And then when you start really looking at things, when you start looking at, I know I'm really off base here, but your teeth and your gums, these guys haven't been to the dentist in a long time. Your teeth and gums is so linked to your overall health.
Oh yeah.
And when you got ratty ass shit happening in your mouth and stuff, that all of that stuff is going into your body. It's bad. It's really, really bad for you. It's not just like, oh, I don't care about my teeth. No, your teeth are hooked up to everything.
It's all part of it.
If every year I go on this rant, and there's a guy that listens when I go in the beginning of the year and I get the finger in my fanny, because I get that's part of my physical. I got to go in the first 3 months of the year to keep my insurance and all of that. And I always talk about this kid that emailed me, and he said, I put together this big montage of the finger in the fanny, and I'm playing Slide It In, and feels like the first time foreigner. It's in there. I got this whole musical montage, and he got on his dad to go, and they detected something. And they got in there early, and he emails me because I tell his story every year. He's like, Rod, I'm still here. I'm still listening, and still say that you guys talking on the air saved my dad's life.
Insane.
So one guy. So that's it. One guy we got, it was the kid that got his dad to go, and they were able to take care of it.
That's great.
So
buy the shirts. Get the shirts, thebuzz.com. There you go.
That was like 2 podcasts. It was like a whole second podcast.
That's all right, dude. No, it's true because guys are dumb.
I get it, man. We just I'll get around to it. Because what? We're taking care of everybody else. It's kind of like it's in our DNA. It's like, okay, let me just take care of everybody. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do the hunting. I'm going to fucking bring the meat home, and I'm going to drag home a fucking bear. We're worried about everyone else.
Yeah.
And guys, you got to worry about yourself and take care of yourself too. Okay. I get it. You're awesome. You're this strong guy. You got to take care of yourself as well. You're no good you're not going to be able to take care of people if you don't take care of yourself.
No,
so
man.
Think about it that way. You want to be around a good long time to take care of all those people that you love.
It's funny because you get to a certain age, ours, and you start having those conversations a little more often, and it's like, somebody asked me like, yo, how come you run? How come you like you do? And I go, well, I got 2 reasons. I got 3 reasons. I'll tell you right now. It ain't because of me. I don't give a shit. I'm cool. Whatever. I'm that dude. I won't go. But I said, I got 2 kids that I want to see as long as I possibly can. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want them burying me at a young age. I'd rather them be a little bit older so it doesn't affect them for a longer part of their lives. I said,
yeah.
And the thought of my wife having a next husband would drive me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Fucker's going to be swimming in my pool. Fuck that guy. I hate that guy. I already hate that guy.
I would never be that guy that pieces out and say, you know what, go ahead, have fun, get somebody else. Fuck you.
that guy.
Don't get anybody else.
No, I was there. I did it all. Good. No, so that's why
this.
Find your reason, find your motivation to go do it. I mean, obviously when you're driving there, you're going to be thinking there's going to be a man's finger up in my guts. You don't want to think of it that way. Don't think of it that way. Find your motivation, your kids, your wife, whatever. Maybe you want to play sports longer. You want to ride your motorcycle, whatever you want to do. Find your motivation and get your ass to the doctor.
How about this? This would be a good way to close. This is real time, fellas. This is real time, and this is a little bit better for those of you that are watching on the YouTube. But so here's Rod's butthole right here. Hopefully it's not that big.
Think about this.
So here's Rod's butthole, and here comes my little fingered Indian doctor. Okay, little Dr. D'Souza. Find yourself a guy with a small hand. Okay, you don't want fucking Andre the Giant going in there. You want little Dr. D'Souza. Okay,
checking your oil.
Brown, great guy. So. This is it in real time. Here we go. He's like, okay, well, you know what time it is now. I'm like, okay. So bend over, boom, drop your pants, boom. You're sitting there and you're just waiting, right? So he's got the glove on. He puts the jelly in there.
Hey, wait, could you just go a little slower and a little sexier?
No, because I want you to do this real time. Here he goes. Now you're bent over. He goes, okay. He goes in. 1, 2, 3, out. That's it. That's it. He goes 1, 2, 3. He's rubbing your prostate to see if it's uneven and if there's any nodules or things on there. So he's in one like a windshield wiper on your prostate. 1, 2, 3. He's out. Now where it gets weird is
he makes you smell it after. No,
he doesn't do that. But he puts it on the thing, and it's like you want to see if it's dirty or not. That type of thing. But you got that gel in your ass. There's no wiping up. You're walking out of there and your asshole is squishing because, there's a little bit of the gel coming off of the finger. So if you don't have a bathroom on your way out of the doctor's office, you're driving home with a slippery asshole.
Yeah.
Then you got to go wipe up when you get home, but you're kind of like squishing around on the drive home. But you're going to be thankful that he uses that, whatever that jelly is.
Yeah. If you hear him go and spit on his finger, you might be at the wrong place.
Oh, you don't want to go in there raw dog and dry either,
No.
But it's weird. You don't wipe your ass in front of the doctor.
No,
unless you do. Too. I don't. It's like, okay, you've been violated. You pull your pants up. That's usually the last thing you do. He doesn't want to hang out with you any longer after that either.
Nobody does. Yeah.
So it's at the end of the exam, and then boom, you go over, you write your thing, and then you're walking out of there, and your ass cheeks are kind of
messed up,
going back and forth, and there's some extra lube in your butthole.
I know I'm not helping by saying this, but you're gonna have to make jokes. You got to have some levity. But you go home and you sit in the shower. You're curled up like Elizabeth Shue and leaving Las Vegas, right in the shower, so no one can tell you. See your tears. It's not that bad. It really isn't. It's not that bad.
Throw on the crying game. You're good.
See, you have to make jokes about it, but find your motivation and go get it done. Anyway, I can't believe nobody listens to this. It's weird.
Fuck. That was the longest final thought ever.
I skipped mine.
All right, guys, you can, I don't know why you would, but you can watch this on YouTube at PlayPantsPod, all the socials at PlayPantsPod. But man, it would help us if you added your own list, give us suggestions for lists. You want to talk about your fanny? I don't give a shit, whatever. But if you could subscribe to this, I'd greatly appreciate it. You can hit the little thing for notifications, and I don't even know how any of that works. But subscribe, smash the subscribe button. It's real important that you subscribe to the podcast, and then the YouTube and all the other stuff is gravy. All right.
Yeah. And you'll get alerted as soon as we drop a new episode every time.
That's it.
That's it. I'm done. Bye,
everybody. Thank you.
Let's go. It's time. Put on play pants.
Find us wherever you listen to podcasts. See us on our YouTube channel and follow our social media pages at PlayPantsPod.